clear of dead zone. All elements are still go at this time. Climbing 850 feet per minute, altitude 36,000 feet, crossing tropopause. You are approaching the bottom of the jet stream. Expect possible turbulence and strong wind shears. Approaching final jump altitude in stratosphere at 120,000 feet. Speed 30 miles per hour. Location 54 miles southeast of launch. Activate jump oxygen system.
All right, capsule oxygen is off.
Roger. Proceed to exit. Felix, you are clear to jump at your own discretion.
Cleared. I'm on my own.
Speed 620 mph. Mach 1.0. Mach 1.2. Mach 1.089 and slowing.
اهلا ومرحبا بكم في حلقه جديده من دوز ادرينالين. اليوم باش نشوفوا الرجل الطائر لوم وازو فيليكس بومغارتنر. جبت معايا دوز انفيتي اللي هو زايد كي فا ريبريزونتي ريد بول وعايشوش اللي تعمل سكاي دايفنج شوت ليبر. اهلا بكم.
بيك عايش.
اش بيكم حاشمين هكا دي دوز ادرينالين؟ صحيح اول مره في بلاتو مي ديما الادرينالين. الوغ اش قولكم في اللي عملوا عمك فيليكس؟
اكستراوردينير.
بالعربي تحب انا دوخ.
باللي تحب انت خويا.
بالانجلي اميزنج انكرويابل. ما نجمش تقول حتى شيء غير انكرويابل.
سي ان ايفينمون هيستوريك معناها ستراتوس ريد بول عطاونا دي زيماج من بعد باش نوريهم. سي ان تروك انورم، سي ان تروك فينومينال معناها حتى حد ما عمل قبل.
Déjà, il faut avoir quelque chose dans la tête pour faire une chose pareille.
C'est le manque d'adrénaline, c'est sûr. باش يطلع باش ينقز معناها 39 كيلومتر شوت ليبر بيت جامبينغ. سي عمرها ما صارت.
Pour Félix, c'est normal, quoi. Plus ou moins normal. C'est une personne qui cherche toujours à faire mieux. ما نعرفش علاش باش يعمل بعد هذه نمشي نقص.
انت زايد معناها تو ريبريزونت ريد بول دونك عندك فكره على البروجي. قعدوا 5 سنين باش يحضروا هكا ولا؟
اي
5 سنين. كيفاش صارت الحكايه؟ معناها سي فيليكس كي بري لينيسياتيف ريد بول. هما ديما معناها كي ريد بول يبرين اون شارج ان رايدر معناها اي
c'est un athlète Red Bull. C'est un base jumper. C'est un athlète Red Bull, donc depuis 16 ans, il fait ça. C'est ça. Donc chaque fois, il cherche un nouveau challenge. لازم ديما un nouveau challenge, un nouveau record du monde. Il en a fait plusieurs, donc وصلت l'étape لازم يعمل ينقز من اعلى معناها يحطم الماكسيموم بوسيبل دو ريكور وينقز الماكسيموم بوسيبل معناها يطلع الماكسيموم بوسيبل الفوق. يا اخي عملوا ستراتوس هذايا ريد بول ستراتوس.
فرانشمون ريد بول حاجه كبيره برشا ما كنتش نتصور انا ا سو بوان معناها باش تعمل حاجه C'est tout un monde en fait, c'est tout un univers d'adrénaline et de sport extrême. بالرسمي تعطيك جوانح هذايا.
حتى فيليكس تلقى عنده الى تاتوي بورن تو فلاي.
بورن تو فلاي سي لوم اوازو عندي انا فيليكس سي فريمون.
من هو صغير ديما يحب يطير دونك.
يحلموا اللي هو صغير كان يحلم يحب يطير.
اللي برشا يطير.
فرانشمون تبارك الله عليه.
طار اكثر العصافر ما وصلوش غاديك معناها.
39 كيلومتر معناها رياليز معناها العباد اللي يتفرجوا فينا راه 39 كيلومتر السيد نقز معناها واحد يغزر 30 متر ويدوخ 39 كيلومتر
مش 30 متر في بيسين 4 متر كي
تغزر 39 كيلومتر فرانشمون سي انور دونك فما برشا عباد قاعده تحضر لليفينمون هذايا دي انجينيور دي تكنيسيان
علماء معناها مش
اي سي دي سيونتيفيك
ميتيورولوج
5 سنين دو بريباراسيون
déjà il a été retardé c'était le mardi. Ils l'ont retardé pour le dimanche parce que فما ريح ولازم وعملوا في بلاصه صحراء
لي كونديسيون ميتيو ما جاوش فافور
دونك وعملوا في بلاصه صحراء ما فيهاش برشا ريح باش تنجم تطلع معناها يطلع فرد خط البالون كل شيء باش بعد كي يهبط فرد بلاصه
5 سنين تحضير زايد سي با دوني دونك نمشيو نتبعوا نشوفوا لي بريباراتيف نتاع ستراتوس ريد بول وفيليكس كيفاش باش ينقز هي وي جو.
Red Bull Stratos is a mission that is redefining scientific borders. When Felix Baumgartner jumps from 120,000 feet at the edge of space, he will attempt to break 4 world records, including free fall at the speed of sound. In doing so, Felix will deliver insights nobody else has ever done before, thus making future space travel safer. Over 35 cameras will cover the entire mission.
The only way we will really know what Felix experienced were those cameras that will be taking pictures of him as he fall away, and the 3 cameras that will he have on his body.
It's like having a production studio at 36 kilometers at the edge of space, allowing the whole world to follow.
It is exciting because everything that we have been talking about becomes alive now. And I'm confident in my team, this is going to happen soon.
Red Bull Stratos can be followed on www.redbullstratos.com with the full project background, as well as addition, exclusive data, and material. The stream will be on YouTube and is also available on selected partner sites. On Facebook, fans can interact, like the project, chat live, and share comments. Red Bull Stratos will also be aired by leading TV broadcasters around the world so that everybody can witness this historic mission.
Going up, standing up and jumping, and then free falling. It's going to be a very wonderful experience for the world to share the Felix experience as he free falls.
Great. It feels good for me, to be honest.
ملا تحضير وملا جماعه وملا خدمه وملا طرحه سي دي امريكان الماجوريتي نتاعهم مش نورمال معناها ثم شكون
لا دو تو الموند
اي مي
ديجا فيليكس ان اوتريشيان
اي في بالنا فيليكس ما نحكيوش على الغايدور نحكيو على لي انجينيور معناها يسون بريزون سارج بار فما
سي ان بروجي ريد بول
Non,
c'est un projet Red Bull.
C'est Red Bull qui a contacté tout le monde.
أنا غارت منهم. نزار غارت منه نحكي. باش تنفع منه العالم كله خاطر ديجا الكومبينيزون هذيك.
شت بيه تبربيش شت بربيش يخرج لي زانفورماسيون ريت.
ديجا الكومبينيزون هذيك باش تستعملوها بعد معناها في الفيتور ça va être utilisé les technologies اللي يستعملوا بها الكومبينيزون هذيك باش يستعملوها معناها إن شاء الله نهار آخر في des projets autres. Des projets autres, NASA.
Des projets scientifiques.
Oui, c'est un projet scientifique. C'est un projet scientifique, sportif, habla, tout ça.
Adrénaline. Capsule. En elle-même. Je crois que c'est un élément super important.
Le ballon, la capsule. Le ballon, déjà, من الأول منفوخ جوست شوية بركة بالهيليوم ويمشوا يطلعوا التكستور نتاعو ياسر جويده اجود حتى ما كل باكي نتاع ساندويتش كل شيء جويده على الاخر. سي اون تكنولوجي ابار معناها ديجا سي لا بروميير فوا كون في سا او موند ويمشي ويكبر قد ما تقوى البريسيون يمشي ويكبر في الاخر يظهر لي الكبر قد نتاع قد استاد كامل معناها
تعفوت
ديجا تشوف الكبسول لوطا صغيره بارابور للبالون قداش كبر في الاخر.
والكبسول جو كخوا qu'elle était très très bien étudiée معناها هذيك عندها ديبارتمون وحدها باش يحضرها باش يشوفوا
كل شيء
حتى الاستيتيك معناها ريد بول حضرت فريمون تلقى استيتيكمون مزيانه البريسيون
برشا تي في معناها بيان في 5 ans خدموا في عقلها كل شيء عملوا له السيميلاسيون نتاعو قبل ما يطلع معناها خذوا توت لي بريكوسيون اما ديما واحد ما يعرفش معناها فهمت.
العلم عند ربي نقول لك 99% هكا 1% هذاك نتاع يصير ريسك كور سيركوي اقل حكايه معناها هذايا.
اما فيليكس مع حتى اخر نهار كي يحكي في شو انترنت شو فيسبوك وشي يعمل فيديو قال لهم اليوم تعب غدوه ان شاء الله نتقابلوا هناك استنى حتى كي نقص قال لهم مكون هو معناها دقيقه شويه اخر نتقابلوا معناها. Il était confiant, حتى l'équipe a confiante.
يا اخي كيلكا كي يشرش الادرينالين ما عارف يبدا واثق من روحه خاطر سا دون كونفيونس لازمك تبدا عندك كونفيونس في روحك باش نجم تعمل اللي عملوا فيليكس ولا غيره.
وهو ديجا عمل بليزيور ريكورد اخرين نقص من بلايص قصار برشا دونك اخطر من هكا اذا كان مش مدروسين كيما هكا فهمت هذايا مدروسه على الاخر. فما بلايص اصلا قصاره كان نقص منهم وصاب بيان مارشي.
انا نحبك تحكي لي اكثر على الكبسول كان عندك اون ايدي الكبسول كومون elle était conçue.
كبسول قويه عليها برشا انجينيور لازم نجيك انجينيور كبير باش يحكي لك كبسول توت اي تي في خاطر التمبيراتور تطلع وتهبط الفوق وصلت من 51 بعد من 4 بعد دونك يا بلان شوز اكسبليكي يتعداوني انا
خويا يتعداوك انت ما فما دي انجينيور هاو باش يفسرونا ويورونا كيفاش حضروا الكبسول. Here we go.
The capsule is Felix Baumgartner's most essential safety barrier against a hostile environment where there is not enough oxygen and pressure to survive. It is a progression of the capsule that Joe Kittinger had back in 1960, with added new high-tech elements.
I went up in an open gondola, and Felix is going up in a very sophisticated space capsule built by Art Thompson. And so he's going up in luxury. He's going up in a Cadillac the way he's going up by comparison to what we did 51 years ago. So there's a lot of similarity on our jump, but there's also some differences.
The skeleton is made of chrome molybdenum steel, a solid component used for mountain bikes as well as stock car racers. It supports the overall capsule and provides the load-bearing framework for the attachment of the balloon.
Sometimes we work towards an item for safety purposes only to find out that building something in for safety might actually create an unsafe situation. So we have to be cautious about putting something in for the sake of safety that could create a problem. So it's a juggling, a balancing act of figuring out what makes the best sense.
Physics dictates that the survival cell must be a sphere of fiberglass. The size is about 6 feet or 183 centimeters with a 4-foot, 122 centimeter door, so Felix can climb out. Both the door and windows allow for maximum visibility. The sphere is pressurized, so Felix Baumgartner's pressure suit can remain deflated during the ascent, which makes temperature regulation much easier for him.
Well, when you depressurize that capsule, you figure this is serious now. As long as you're in that capsule, you're in that suit, you get double protection. So it's a redundant system. But as soon as you depressurize that capsule, and you can feel in your stomach, in every part of your body, you can feel now the inside becomes ambient with the outside air, and you can feel your body does not want to be there.
The exterior of the capsule is insulated foam, built to protect the capsule from brutally cold temperatures during the ascent to jump altitude. The shape of the capsule is reminiscent of the Apollo capsules that help stow away all necessary items, such as batteries and oxygen tanks, that are unaffected by the absence of the atmosphere, unlike other essential items.
The reason for that is that some of the electronics have capacitors, different components inside. When you take them into a total vacuum, capacitors tend to expand or explode. So the pressure vessels on board are going to help protect that.
The 8-foot diameter button of the capsule is the broadest and sturdiest part of the vessel, providing protection in the form of a base panel and crush pads, essential elements in making a landing possible without destroying the capsule. The capsule is ready. It is now up to Felix.
As soon as I step into the capsule and everybody's giving me a go, because the wind is okay, the capsule does the job, and everything looks nice and smooth, you know. In my mind, I'm ready.
The stratospheric balloon taking Red Bull Stratus to the skies is extremely thin, extremely delicate, yet, once airborne, incredibly strong and reliable. Made of high-performance polyethylene, the balloon is essentially the engine for the capsule.
Very expensive, very hard to get, very hard to talk people even into selling you balloons of this type.
A 3 million cubic foot balloon took Joe Kittinger to 102,000 feet in 1960. A 30 million cubic foot balloon will take Felix Baumgartner 17,000 feet further.
10 times bigger for that difference in altitude. It's extreme.
And the gores holding the balloon together must carry a payload of almost 3,000 pounds. Uninflated, the balloon for the final launch will stretch nearly 600 feet long and will weigh a bit more than 3,700 pounds.
Stratospheric balloons are extremely fragile on the ground. Once they get airborne, they can take a pretty good beating, but on the ground, they're very vulnerable.
You can imagine what it takes to poke a hole through a dry cleaner bag. It's what it takes to poke a hole in our balloon.
No doubt the team has to be careful. Each balloon can only be used once.
It takes patience to be a person that flies balloons because they have to wait for the right weather conditions. It's not only dangerous, it's also very expensive because if you destroy the balloon and the helium, you've lost a large investment.
The launch is probably the most critical phase, and when we have a human on board, that's like super critical.
A dynamic launch, timing or awkward positioning of the capsule can cause a pendulum effect that could bring the vessel to the ground, endangering the mission or worse.
As you're launching off the balloon, there's a dead man zone. If there's a failure in the launch where the balloon fails, the parachute doesn't have time to really open. You have an instant failure right there on the ground.
As the balloon ascends towards the troposphere, the flight train stretches roughly 750 feet long. At the target height of 120,000 feet, the balloon will transform into a sphere roughly 300 feet high and 400 feet in diameter. Since the massive balloon is filled with low-density gas, helium, it is amazingly lighter than air, and because there is less and less air at higher altitudes, gravity will kick in. The balloon will reach what is known as float altitude and go no further. At this point, Felix will exit the capsule and begin his free fall. Once Felix is safely on the ground, the balloon is cut away.
3, 2, 1, release.
A recovery crew is sent to a point calculated by the team's meteorologist. The preparations have taken years, yet in the span of just a few hours, the mighty balloon will help the Red Bull Stratus program reach incredible new heights.
With the beauty of balloons, we were able to climb above the Earth. Maybe something that's totally unforeseen emerges from this and becomes an inspiration for further technology advances.
هو دوز ادرينالين كنتوا شفتوا كيفاش الكبسول تعملت، كيفاش لي انجينيور قاعدوا يحضروا 5 سنين ديتود وتحضير، حاجه فوق من العقل. عايشوشه.
ايوه.
عايشوشه ديما تجي على الفتو تبدا هكا عويقله وتضحك وحشامه وهي طير تيران. تحكي لنا انت شوت ليبر، تحكي لي كيفاش حسيت؟ ما غيرتش منه؟
ايفيدامون غير.
ايوا انا فديت باش نبكي، انا قلت لا شونس كيلا معناها صح على امه والله.
صح علي صح علي.
انا سي اون اكسبيريونس اللي اي واحد يعمل سبور اكستريم ولا فان دو لادرينالين ولا ادمير لادرينالين يحب يكون في بلاصته.
ونحن العباد نورمال نقزوا
نقزوا بالطياره وكهو. تقول انت نقزوا بالطياره ونسكتوا
هكا هو انا با الشوا.
شوت ليبر لازمها تكنيك، لازمها
Bien sûr.
لازمها une formation spéciale. نحكيو ديبيتون معناها même pour commencer.
Bien sûr. Déjà pour commencer ما impossible يخليوك تنقز وحدك. لازمك تنقز معك شكون دي سو مونيتور دي سو تانديم يسميوهم. تتعلم ديجا تستانس شويه بالشوت ليبر، خاطر برشا عباد انا بيدي اول مره كي نقزت ديك بس استجي معناها ما تخممش تنسى، من فما عباد تنسى تحل باراشوت مثلا،
فما عباد تنسى تحل باراشوت كاريمون.
اي فما دونك ديجا بعديك كي تولي ما عادش تنقز بالتانديم، تنقز وحدك، يربطوا لك حبل في الباراشوت نتاعك، دونك يتنقز من الطياره الحبل الى اون سيغتين لونغور. وقت اللي لازم تحل باراشوت اونكا ولا ديستانس الحبل اللي يحلك الباراشوت وحده باش
يعني بور ليميتي لي ريسك.
فوالا باش تنسى تحل
ايوه كي تبدا هابط فما تكنيك اون سيغتين تكنيك باش خاطر فيليكس راوه ديما في التنقيزات
فيليكس
لا نحكي حتى قبل معناها اول ما بدا
اللي هو سوبر هوم سي ما تقارنيش بفيليكس
يا اخي كيفاش ولا سوبر هوم بالونترينمون بشويه بشويه والاوداس فهمتني وريشيرش دالي اودلا دو لادرينالين حاب يوصل لحاجه قلبه يقف يظهر له عاود يخدم مره اخرى. اما كي باش نقز التكنيك فما اون سيغتين تكنيك باش تهبط، ما تهبطش ديريكت براسك تحل يديك وساقيك.
بعديك كي تولي تنقز كيما تحب معناتها مهم نقز
يعني كل واحد عنده ليكيليبر
نتاعو. بور لي ديبيوتون يا معناتها بوزيسيون باش ما نقعدش نقز لهنا فوق البلاطو. يا ان بوزيسيون كي تحط يديك هكا وساقيك تلويهم التالي، خاطر كي تنقز باش ما نعرفش ما تضربش يدك براسك تدوخ بوها ليميني لي ريسك معناها. فيليكس ينقز كيما يحب هو يتبورب على العباد الكل. دونك اون تكنيك فما معناتها
انت فان فيليكس؟
بيان سور.
بالله خاطر انت فان حضرت لك توب 5 من ريد بول، دي اكستري و دي ايماج اكسكلوزيف. تابعونا. هير وي جو.
Felix Baumgartner, a man who has dedicated his life to realizing a dream, to achieve human flight. From crossing the English Channel in a wingsuit to jumping off every significant building in the world, the holder of 6 world records, this is Felix Baumgartner's Free Falls. Can a man fly faster than a plane? To mark the 100th anniversary of human flight, Felix gears up to be the first human to race an airplane across the sky.
Well, I think it's all about preparation. Do your homework, you know. I like the whole planning. So this is what satisfies me. I like the adventure, but the whole preparation before to get the team together. This is pretty much what I really wanted to do. So having a plan, you know, it starts with a thought. It's going in one direction, it's a vision, you know, and finally it becomes reality.
It's the ultimate test of man versus machine. Felix will compete with a 500 horsepower propeller aircraft using only a specially engineered carbon wing strapped to his back.
3, 2, 1, go! He's out. Race on, race on. Here we go. I'm gonna go get him. I'm at 9,000 feet, 130 miles an hour, and I'm going after him. Wait, he's drifting back. Look out. Now I'm at him. Oh yeah. Felix. I'm on 4,000 feet, initiating a zero-G dive. And he's coming hard. I'm up to 150 miles an hour, and we are dead even. He is right with me. Keep it steady, Billy. Keep it steady. Stay straight. I'm 2 miles out. We just moved 2,000 feet. He's still on my wing. Stay straight, Billy. Just 1 mile to go. Stand by, ground crew. Here they come. He's making a move. He just passed the plane. Ooh, I'm on max speed, 160 miles an hour. This guy's not slowing down. Here comes the finish line, guys. It's Felix across the line first.
Felix Baumgartner is the first person in history to race an airplane and win. This fantastic flight is number 5 in the countdown. At number 4, Felix's next exploit is to base jump into the second biggest cave in the world. The team traveled to Oman, in the Middle East, to a cave that locals believe is surrounded by haunted spirits.
This cave is called Majlis al-Jinn, which is the meeting of the spirits. So it's a very unique landmark here. It's very exposed, so we set up the camp right there. To prepare ourselves for the cave, we have to set up the cave, we have to put all the camera platforms in there. I have to prepare myself because it's a very unique and difficult jump.
The cave is 105 meters deep. Its shaft 25 meters wide. Felix must open his chute after just 2 seconds to secure a safe landing.
It's a high-profile base jump because it's low. It's just a little bit more than 100 meters. It's dark, it's narrow, it's hard to see the landing area, it's hard to get measurements because you got almost no reference points here. So it's a very, very difficult jump.
The jump is set for 10:55 in the morning, when the biggest amount of light can enter the cave.
3, 2, 1, jump. Jump. Jump.
Felix lands just 6 seconds later in this unprecedented plunge.
You're standing at the exit point, you don't like what you do, but you have to do it. There's this little voice talking to you in your head. Everybody knows how dangerous it is, so it's a lot of rush, you know.
Felix Baumgartner's base jump into the largest cave in the Middle East is number 4 in the countdown. Next up, it's 1999, and Felix Baumgartner is still relatively new on the base jumping scene. With an unquenchable ambition to be the first, he travels to the highest building in the world at that time, the Petronas Towers in Kuala Lumpur. The towers stand 452 meters tall.
You can see the window washer crane right over there. So my plan is to climb out on that window washer crane and do a base jump from top of that building. It's illegal, and that means you have to deal with a lot more problems. It's very obvious that a well-known high building is very well secured.
Felix watches the buildings closely for days and fakes security guards' name tags to ensure entry. He disguises himself as a businessman and hides his parachute and camera in a briefcase. Felix powers through the air at 170 kilometers per hour and free falls for 8 seconds. It's a new world record for the highest base jump from a building. Felix's jump from the Petronas Towers is number 3.
I want that building so bad because it's the tallest building in the world. And for base jumpers, these are the biggest trophies that you can get.
At number 2 in the countdown, it's 2007, and the current tallest building in the world is located in Taipei, Taiwan.
We have to bring the parachute to the top, climb over the fence. There's a lot of security on top, so it looks almost impossible. Difficulty number 2 is the wind and the weather. So we're not sure if we can pull this off.
The 101 Tower looms 501 meters in the air. It was the tallest building in the world until 2010. It's a highly covert operation, and Felix Baumgartner risks being thrown in jail if he gets caught.
Being busted by the cops is always a big issue. Therefore, you really have to prepare yourself. You really have to come up with a perfect plan. Otherwise, it's not going to be successful.
The illegality, the running away and the escaping can be just as exciting as the base jump itself.
First of all, I'm coming out of the building. I'm taking a right, because this is the most hidden place on the background. I'm climbing over that fence. And then it should be easy. I just have to take a left turn, and I'm right on the exit point. Then I fall down for about 5 seconds. Landing on the parking lot, everything has to go real quick. A jump like this is over within 10 minutes, you know? But the stress level is such a high level, you would not believe.
Breaking his own previous record for the highest ever building base jump, Felix Baumgartner's astonishing leap is at number 2. The top slot goes to the most astounding stunt of all. It's 2003, and proving that he really has no limits, Felix Baumgartner plans to fly across the English Channel in his custom-built wingsuit. This is Red Bull Top's number 1.
If you look at the big picture, in human being, you know, we all have to fight against our own fears. We all have to set up a goal, which is hard to accomplish. And as soon as you reach this goal, you're so much more alive, you know? It's like, I never thought I can do it, but I did. And this is also what makes life interesting. If there are no goals left, you know, what you gonna do?
Felix Baumgartner will skydive from Dover, England to Calais in France. He will fall from a plane 9,144 meters in the air. He does not have a jetpack or an engine. He will simply glide across 34 kilometers of water at 354 kilometers per hour. Success depends on maintaining a perfect horizontal gliding position. The crossing takes just 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Felix is the first man ever to fly across the channel in free fall.
I'm really happy at the moment because the last couple of years we did a lot of preparation. I got a perfect team behind, and now I trust the whole channel. So this is history, and I'm really happy at the moment.
This death-defying flight across the English Channel in a wingsuit is number 1 in the Top's countdown. And here is the final countdown for Red Bull Tops, Felix Baumgartner's free falls.